Haloalkane and haloarene. Okay, so before starting this chapter, what we will do, let us do one thing. Write a question. Okay, so this is just a small test of what are the terminologies you are okay with. So please write classify, it's not a small chapter, average chapter, it's not a very big also. Fahad, classify the following as aliphatic. Are you scared about the test, Fahad? Are you scared about the test, Fahad? Aromatic, saturated, unsaturated, primary, secondary, and tertiary. Okay, write the first one. Okay. Abdurrahman, how are you? Yes, Abdurrahman, hello. Am I not audible? Okay, fine. Haloalkane, haloarene, right, Abdurrahman, in your school also? Okay, great. Check. Please write these questions, all the 6 structures also. And then you have to classify the following as aliphatic, aromatic, saturated, unsaturated, primary, secondary, and tertiary. है ना? Okay. All of you wrote the question, yes or no? Please tell me. Fahad, Huzaifa, Sarah, Adriel, Abdurrahman. Everyone done writing the question? Sarah, लिख लिया आपने?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay, fine, great. Now, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you don't know the meaning of any one of these terms, any one of these. Raise your hand if you don't know the meaning of aliphatic or aromatic or saturated, unsaturated, primary, secondary, tertiary. Okay. So all of, okay, Huzaifa, okay, fine. Abdurrahman, okay, fine. Fahad, okay. Sarah, okay. Okay, fine. So almost all of you don't know the meaning of, okay, fine. Please keep your hand raised if you don't know the meaning of aliphatic. Please keep your hand raised if you don't know the meaning of aliphatic. Okay. Huzaifa, you know what is aliphatic? Yes, Huzaifa?
I think so, yes, sir.
You think so? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Also, can you keep your hand raised if you don't know the meaning of aromatic? If you don't know the meaning of aromatic, keep your hand raised. Okay. See, now for today's class, we all know that aromatic, it has some definition which is having planar structure, there should be pi electrons, 4n plus 2 pi electrons should be there, and all of those things, and Huckel's rule. But as of now, today, what we'll be saying, anything which is containing a benzene ring, that is aromatic. Now, is this clear with everyone? Yes or no? Please tell me. Anything which contains a benzene ring is aromatic. Is this clear? Yes or no? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, fine. Now, anything which is not aromatic is aliphatic. Is this clear now? What is aliphatic? Anything which is not aromatic. Now, you know what is aromatic. Now, anything which is not aromatic will be aliphatic. That means alkene, alkene, alkyne, cycloalkane, cycloalkene, everything, all of those things, those are aliphatic. So there are main two categories of organic molecules. It is aliphatic and aromatic. Is this clear now? Yes or no? Please tell me. What is aliphatic?
Yes.
Yes, all of you. Yes or no? Please tell me. All of you had raised your hand. Abdurrahman and all. Everyone clear? Okay, fine. Cool. Now, how many of you don't know what is saturated? Raise your hand if you don't know what is the meaning of saturated. Okay, Huzaifa. Only Huzaifa. Okay, fine. Everyone other, all the other people, they know what is. Okay, fine. So, Huzaifa, I will need your help. Can you please turn the mic on? Huzaifa, can you please turn the mic on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. If I have one carbon atom, then I can have 4 single bonds and there can be 4 hydrogens. Yes or no? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if I want to add any more hydrogens, I cannot add any more hydrogens here with any reactions also. I cannot add any more hydrogens. Similarly, if I have 2 carbon atoms, in that case, the maximum number of hydrogens that can be present with 2 carbons is how much? Is 6 hydrogens. Now, when I have 6 hydrogens, I cannot add furthermore any hydrogens. Yes or no? Please tell me.
Yes,
With
sir.
any other, right? With any reaction, I cannot add. But if I have 2 carbons with a double bond, I will only have 4 hydrogens, right? Correct?
Yes.
Now here I can add 2 more hydrogens, right? Here I can add 2 more hydrogens. Now, if I cannot add any more hydrogens, that means it is saturated. If I can add some hydrogen, that means if there is a presence of double bond, then it is unsaturated. Okay, I hope it is consistent with the normal meaning of saturated and unsaturated also. Yes or no? Please tell me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? Now it is clear, Fahad and Huzaifa.
Yes.
Now, if you even have triple bond, then here also what we can do, we can add more hydrogens and that is unsaturated. Yes, Fahad, tell me, is this clear? Okay. Now here it helps if you have the mic on. If you will get the mic done, I mean, I don't know what problem is there. If you can resolve it, it will be very good. Now, a simple thing that I can say to you is if only single bonds, then it is going to be saturated. If there is either a double bond or there is a triple bond in any one of the carbon, then it is going to be unsaturated. Is this clear now? Fahad, yes or no? Please tell me. Yes, Fahad, is this clear now? Okay, fine. Now, please raise your hand if you have no idea about primary, secondary, and tertiary. Raise your hand if you don't know what is primary, secondary, and tertiary. Okay, fine. So everyone, okay, Fahad, okay, fine. Fahad, you know or you don't know? Yes, Fahad. No. Okay, fine. Cool. Listen. I really need your mic on. Is it possible for you to join with some other device, Fahad? Will it be possible for you to join with some other device? From the next class. Please fix it, okay? Please fix it. Okay, fine. But you have to keep answering in the chat, okay? I'll be asking you things. Okay. Fahad, you tell me in the A question, in the question number A, what do you think is the most important carbon? Carbon number 1, carbon number 2, or carbon number 3? Where should I keep my focus on? Which carbon is looking important to you? Tell me. 1, 2, or 3? 2. Very good. Very good. 2 carbon. Second carbon. Now, when this carbon, where you are focusing on, okay, now this statement is kind of vague, and many of the statements in organic chemistry, it is rule based. That means what I will say, the carbon on which I can focus, carbon on focus, the carbon that is important to us. If that carbon is attached to 2 other carbon atoms, see, it is attached to 2 other carbon atoms, yes or no? Then we say that it is secondary. Okay. Now in the B question, tell me which of the carbon is important, 1, 2, or 3? I will tell everything. I will tell everything. Tell me for the B one, which is important, 1, 2, or 3? This one is important. Why? For the B1, which is important? Look and tell. Don't be in a hurry. Look at the molecule and tell me. No, I need your mic on. ऐसे तो I cannot resolve your doubts now, Fahad. If I will ask you why do you think 2 is important? What will you say? In the first question, why did you say the second one is important? Tell me. The second carbon is important and there should be focus on the second carbon. How did you choose the second carbon? It is central. Oh. Okay. Now look here. In hydrocarbons, we have molecules in which we have carbon and hydrogens. Okay. So in general, we will have carbon and hydrogen, and there will be some heteroatoms. Heteroatoms means you can have halogens such as Br, chlorine, fluorine, iodine. You can have some groups such as OH group, CHO group, functional groups, okay, COOH group. So whatever groups are attached, that carbon becomes important. If these are attached on any of the carbon atom, that carbon becomes important, is important. Now, is this clear? Yes or no? Please tell me. Because the reaction, it does not happen. Alkenes, these are what always very neutral. They don't react. They are unreactive. But if you have any particular group that is attached, then it becomes reactive. That carbon becomes reactive, and that carbon is important. That is why in the first question, in the A question, the Br was attached on the second carbon. That is why it was important. In the B question, we have OH attached in the third carbon. That is why it becomes important. Is this clear? Yes or no? Please tell me. Yeah, fine. Now, you have to look at the carbon which is important and where you should be focusing on. And from there, if the important carbon has 1 carbon attached to it, then it is going to be primary. We also call this 1 degree. If the important carbon has 2 carbon attached to it, then it is known as secondary, also known as 2 degree. If the important carbon has 3 carbons attached to it, then it is known as tertiary, 3 degree. Is this clear now, Fahad? Yes or no? Please tell me. Okay. Now, also tell me, have you heard primary, secondary, and tertiary for the first time? Are you hearing these words for the first time, Fahad? No, no. Okay, fine. If you have heard this, then it will be easy. Don't worry. Okay, now let us start classifying this. Okay, let us start classifying this. First of all, tell me, the first one is it aliphatic? Yes or no? Is A aliphatic? Okay, please answer. Okay, Abdurrahman, Adriel, Huzaifa, Muhammad Umar, Sara, all of you. Is it aliphatic? Yes, very good. Tell me, is it aliphatic? Okay, keep turn your mic on and tell me fast. Na, jaldi karenge so khatam. Sara, Huzaifa, Abdurrahman, Adriel, is it aliphatic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. It is aliphatic. Is it aromatic? Is the first one aromatic?
No.
No.
No. Very good. Is it saturated? Is the
Yes.
Yes.
नहीं A में ही है
No.
अभी A में ही है. Okay, we are not moving to B. Okay, is it saturated? Is the A saturated? Yes or no?
Sir.
Yes, right. It is saturated. Very good. Okay, if it is saturated, it will never be unsaturated. Now you tell me, is it primary, secondary, or tertiary? A is primary, secondary, or tertiary?
Secondary.
Sarah,
Secondary.
tell me. Okay, Abdurrahman, secondary, yes or no?
Yes, sir, secondary.
Very good. Because this carbon atom, which is here, it is connected to two carbons like this, right? It is connected to two other carbons. Now, okay, the B is aliphatic or aromatic? Aliphatic or aromatic?
Aromatic.
Aromatic. Okay, very good. Aromatic. Saturated or unsaturated?
Unsaturated.
Unsaturated. Very good. Okay, primary, secondary, or tertiary? We cannot classify it as primary, secondary, or tertiary because it does not have any carbon, which we can focus on right now. Okay, so we will not classify anything, whether it is primary, secondary, or tertiary. Moving to the third one, that is C. Aliphatic or aromatic? Tell me, guys. Aliphatic or aromatic?
Aliphatic.
Very good. Aliphatic. Okay, that means this third one is also aliphatic. Okay, then is it? It will not be aromatic. Saturated or unsaturated?
Unsaturated. Unsaturated.
Very good. Unsaturated. Sara, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. Again, we cannot classify as primary, secondary, or tertiary. Even though you can classify, you can say that as
Sir?
double bond. Tell me.
Sir, can you hear my voice? I was just asking that.
No, yeah, I can hear your voice.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, fine. You can say it is primary, but still now we will avoid this classification of primary, secondary, and tertiary because we will say that at this particular time, when we are starting haloalkane and haloarene, at this time, we don't know which is the important carbon here in this part. Okay. Right now, we don't know. Maybe later on, we will know which is the important carbon here, and then we can classify whether it is primary, secondary, and tertiary. As of now, we will say that we don't. Okay. Now, moving on to the D1. In the D1, tell me, aliphatic or aromatic, guys?
Aliphatic.
Aliphatic. Very good. Fahad, आपका जवाब नहीं आ रहा है. Fourth one is aliphatic. Okay. Saturated or unsaturated?
Saturated.
Saturated. Very good. Okay. बाकी अब किसी का नहीं आने लगा. सारा का आ रहा है वास्तु. Okay, fine. Primary, secondary, or tertiary? This is important. Fahad, please
Primary.
answer. Very good. What do you think, Abdul Rahman, Muhammad Umar, Huzaifa? D is what? Primary, secondary, or tertiary?
That is primary.
Primary, right? See, it is only connected to one carbon atom. Can all of you see that? Yes or no? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay, fine. Okay, good. Fahad, okay, so it is primary. That is the fourth one is primary. Now further on. E is what? Aliphatic or aromatic?
Aromatic.
Aliphatic.
कौन? Huzaifa.
नहीं aliphatic right sir?
हाँ, it is कौन बोला aromatic sir? Adriel ने कहा aromatic. Why aromatic, Adriel?
No, sir. I thought it was the D one.
नहीं, E1.
Aliphatic.
Okay, Fahad, it will be aliphatic, right? Because it does not have a ring here. Correct? It does not, neither it has a double bond like this, right? It is not benzene ring. Can you see that? Don't get confused. Okay. So E is what? It is aliphatic. Fifth is aliphatic. Saturated or unsaturated, guys?
Saturated.
Saturated. Very good, Sarah. Saturated. Okay. Then it is primary, secondary, or tertiary?
Secondary.
Mohammed bin, I will look into that. Wait a second. It will be secondary. Okay. Then for the F1, it is aliphatic or aromatic?
Aromatic.
Aromatic. Very good. Sixth one is aromatic. Saturated or unsaturated? Unsaturated, right? And now also we will not consider it. Now again, see here, this important carbon that is, Umar, wait a second. This carbon here, it has aromatic properties also, and it is also second degree. But here the aromatic has a lot of weight, and that is dominant here. That is why we will be considering more towards the aromatic side, and we will not be, even though it is secondary carbon, we will not be considering it secondary, and we don't, it is secondary, but that is not useful information for us. What is useful for information for us? The aromaticity is more useful for us. Okay. So again, here in organic chemistry, things are probabilistic and not deterministic. Right? Probabilistic means you will have one carbon which is many things, right? One carbon, it is what? It is attached to a chlorine also, it is attached to two other carbons, it is inside a ring also. So there are many fragments to a particular carbon atom in a molecule. And in that, we will, our goal is to identify what is the property which is going to be dominant, and that will be affecting its reactivity. Okay, fine. So I have a lot of questions now. F is primary. No. See, it is not primary. It is connected to two carbon atoms, right? See, Fahad. Okay, now seeing your questions. Sir, if in D there were two hetero elements, fluorine and bromine, attached to two different carbons, how would we then select the important one? So in that case, we will be selecting, वो इस chapter में देखेंगे है ना, which one will be important. I can give you an answer on the basis of the bond length here. So if you compare the CBr bond length and the CF bond length, in this case, the Br is what? Larger in size, right? So this Br is larger in size, right? So this Br, so that is why it can leave the carbon easily.
So the reason why carbon and fluorine bond length is less is because fluorine is more electronegative, right?
The size is, the length, bond length is small.
Yeah, because of the reason that fluorine is more electronegative. Is that the reason?
No, because fluorine is of small size, na.
Okay.
Right. Fluorine is of small size. That is why. Okay. So I hope now you are more clear with these terms: aliphatic, aromatic, saturated, unsaturated, because these terms will come in each and every chapter, not only haloalkane and haloarene. Okay. Now, one thing that I should say about haloalkane and haloarene, even though it is a small chapter, if I compare this to the further chapter, that is alcohol, phenol, ether, aldehyde, ketones, and carboxylic acid, then we have amines, which is again a small chapter, right? So amine is going to be very small. Now, haloalkene, even though it is small, but again, we need to revise many things from the 11th standard. That is why it takes a bit of time. Okay, it takes a bit of time because we have to introduce organic chemistry once again from the 11th standard. Okay. But we will try to move as fast as we can. We will try to get the basics in the first class on. Now we are going to start the chapter that is haloalkane and haloarene. Now, please listen, don't write now. Whenever you have an aliphatic hydrocarbon, okay, if you have a aliphatic hydrocarbon and you exchange one of the hydrogens with halogen, if you exchange one of the hydrogen with halogen, this X can be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. If you can exchange this, then it becomes haloalkane. Or we also call this alkyne halide. Okay, for example, I have a carbon atom. Let us take a simple carbon with 4 hydrogens, that is methane. And here what I will do, I will exchange one of the hydrogens with halogen. Let us give the halogen fluorine. So you will have C, which is connected to the hydrogens as it is, and one of the hydrogens is replaced. This is not a reaction. I'm just telling you how you have to look at haloalkanes. Okay, so any aliphatic hydrocarbon, if it gets exchanged, one of the hydrogen get exchanged with halogen atom, it becomes haloalkane. Now its name will be halo. Halo is what? Fluoro. It will be fluoro, one carbon, and hence it will be methane. Okay, so you can write the IUPAC nomenclature as of now here also, but we will discuss IUPAC nomenclature separately also. Okay, so if you have CS3, no, this is not free radical. This is not a reaction. I'm again telling you, this is not a reaction. Okay, this is not a reaction, not a reaction, not a reaction. I'm just telling you what are aliphatic hydrocarbons. CS3. Is it clear, Muhammad Umar? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And if I exchange one of the hydrogens with Br, for example, let us take the second carbon, CS3, CH, and I attach a Br here and this CS3. Now this will be what? This will be 2-bromo ethane because bromo is in the second position. Okay, sorry, not ethane, propane, because there are 3 carbons. Okay. Now, similarly, if you have aromatic hydrocarbons, and you exchange the position of one hydrogen with halogen, you will get haloarene, or we also call this as aryl halide. We also call this aryl halide. Okay. Now the benzene ring, which has a formula that is C6H6. Benzene ring, they have one hydrogen on each carbon. Now in bond line structure, we don't show that hydrogen. Those hydrogens are implicit in nature. And here also, if I exchange one of the hydrogens with halogen, so this will be named as bromo benzene. Okay. Similarly, you can exchange one of the, let us say we exchange one of the hydrogen with chlorine. So this will be named as chloro benzene. Oh, I forgot to add the chlorine. Okay, so these are easy stuff, just an introduction. Get yourself acquainted with the halogens. Now we will look at the classification of haloalkane and haloarene. Done all of you, so please tell me. You can write now. You can write. Please write. Please write. Let me know when you're done. Chaliye, write this fast. Let me know when you're done. Then all of you, yes or no, please tell me. Yes, Abdurrahman, Adriel,
Done,
Fahad.
sir.
Done. Is there anyone who's still writing? Please let me know now. Others, you can write the topic. Okay, okay. But please write it down. Let me know when you're done. Also try reading it all at once from aliphatic hydrocarbons till the examples, and then write it once without looking at the screen. Don't write each and every structure, right? You're looking, oh, CH4, then you're writing, okay, then arrow, then you're looking at arrow. Please don't do it like this. Try to read once and then write once. Start with small, start with one line like this. Okay. Then as you continue like this, then what will happen? We'll read from aliphatic hydrocarbons till here, and then you will write on your own. That will help you in remembering also things. उमर, अब आप कर पाते हैं ऐसे? Yes, Umar.
Yes.
You can do it now like this. Like you start reading from here to here, and then you write on your own.
Yes,
from the
sir.
memory. Now
Yeah.
you can do it.
When I'm able to understand.
When you are able to understand, exactly. Correct. But most of the thing I think if you read it properly, you will understand, right, Umar? Okay. Yes, Fahad, done? Okay, fine, good. Now, all of you, please write the topic with me. Classification of haloalkane and haloarene. Classification of haloalkane and haloarenes. The first classification is on the basis of number of halogen atoms you have. So if a molecule, it is having 2 halogen atoms, then what it is named? 3, 1, what it is named. So please write with me on the basis of number of halogen atoms. Number of halogen atoms. So on the basis of number of halogen atoms, it is classified into 3 major categories. So if you have only one halogen atom, how many halogen atom a carbon molecule has? It has, hydrocarbon has only one halogen atom. Okay. Then if you have 2 halogen atom, and if you have 3 halogen atom. So if you only have one halogen atom, then the haloalkanes are named as monohaloalkane. Haloarenes will be named as monohaloarene. If there are 2 halogen atoms, then it is named as dihaloalkane, or it will be named as dihaloarene. If you have 3, then it is named as trihaloalkane. Yeah, very good. And this will be trihaloarene. Chalo. Please write this down. And then write a question. Classify the following. On the basis of number of halogen atoms. All of you wrote the question, yes or no? Please tell me. Chaliye. Now, please turn your mic on and tell me for the A1. Please turn the mic on and tell me. Mono, di, or tri? First of all, tell me that. Mono, di, or tri? Mono, di, or tri?
Sir, mono.
Mono. Okay. Haloalkane, haloarene. Haloalkane. Haloalkane, right? Haloalkane. Okay. For the second one, tell me. For the second one, mono, di, or tri?
So the first one is haloarene, right?
Why? Haloarene में क्या होता है? You will have a benzene ring, ना? Mohammed Umar. Yes or no? Okay. For the second one, tell me. Mono, di, or tri?
Dihaloarene.
Di.
Di. Very good. This is not a hexagon. This is a cyclopentane. So pentane. Okay, fine. We will go into nomenclature later on. But still, now tell me here: di, tri, or okay, mono, di, or tri for the C1. Mono, di, or tri? Tri. Haloalkane, haloarene.
Alkene.
Haloalkane. Very good. Okay, for the D1, mono, di, or tri?
Sir, monohaloalkane.
Mono, haloalkane. बाकी क्या आवाज ही नहीं आ रही है? What about this one? Mono, di, or tri?
So mono, haloarene.
Very good. Mono, haloarene. What about the F1? Mono, di, or tri?
Mono,
haloalkane.
dihaloalkane.
मोनो कौन बोल रहा है? मोनो. मोनो कौन बोला? मोनो.
Sir, di.
Di, right? Okay, very good. Di, haloalkane. Okay, fine. Just give me 2 minutes. Let the azan complete, then we will continue. Okay? Till then, you may write it. If you have any doubts, then you can also send in the chat. Okay. Give me just 2 minutes. Okay. Now we have done the classification on the basis of number of halogen atom. Now, all the monohaloalkanes that we have, they can further classify into 2 categories. So please write monohaloalkane it can be classified into two categories. Okay, so this category is if your halogen atom is attached to the carbon atom and this carbon atom is sp3. This is one of the categories. And you can have the halogen atom, it is attached to a carbon atom which is sp2 hybridized. Okay, so the carbon atom, it can be sp3 hybridized and the carbon atom can be sp2 hybridized. On this basis, we are now going to do some classification. We are now going to do some classification on the basis of this. Now, the first category of alkyl halides, the first category of haloalkanes or monohaloalkanes, which have sp3 carbon and a halogen bond, these are known as simply alkyl halides. Okay, and this alkyl halide, they can be into three categories. They can be either primary alkyl halide. Okay, so now all of you know what is primary alkyl halide. In this primary alkyl halide, the carbon of CX is connected to, rather I should say is directly connected to how many carbon atoms, tell me? Is directly connected to in primary haloalkane, it should be directly connected to how many carbons? Very good. Primary mean one. Very good. All of you remember this. Connected to one carbon atom. Okay, so you can write some example. CH3, CH2Br. Another example. Now listen to this example very carefully. CH3, you have carbon. This carbon is connected to three carbons. But then it is connected to CH2, which is further connected to fluorine. So this is also primary alkyl halide. Next we can have, let me just copy this. And I can save some time, right? Secondary alkyl halide. In this, the CX, the carbon of CX is directly connected to two carbon atoms. Right? It is connected to two carbon atoms. I can modify. Oops. I can modify some of this, and I can write it here CH3. Okay, now this carbon is connected to two carbon atoms. Also, I can do some modification. You can say this is CH2 further connected to CH3 like this. So these are examples for secondary alkyl halide. Okay. Similarly, what else you can have? You can have tertiary alkyl halide. In this, the carbon of CX bond is connected to three carbon atoms. Like this.
Sir, can you explain secondary?
Oh, what do I need to explain? Tell me. आपने लिख लिया हुज़ैफा? हुज़ैफा, that was you, na?
No, sir, me.
Abdur Rahman. Okay. Did you write the secondary?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have written it. Okay. So what it is telling, tell me. The carbon of which carbon should I look then? Tell me one carbon, second carbon, third carbon, or fourth carbon. Which carbon should I be looking at? Which carbon should I be looking at? Abdur Rahman, tell me.
Sir, third one.
Third one, very good. So now this third one is connected to how many carbons? One carbon directly. Hai na? Another. So it is secondary. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, similarly, you can for secondary, you will get some example like this also. You have a Br here, right? So this carbon atom, it is connected to two other carbon atoms, right? Okay, please write
Yes.
these examples. Let me know when you're done. Is everyone done with this? Secondary, tertiary?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now the second one is very important. The second classification after alkyne halide, it is known as allyl halide or allylic halide. It is very important. What is the definition for this? The definition for this is, please listen to the definition very carefully. Halogen atom is connected to sp3 carbon. Is connected to sp3 carbon. This sp3 carbon is further connected to this sp3 carbon is further connected to carbon double bond carbon. Okay, that is sp2 carbon. If you have carbon double bond carbon, obviously it will be going to be a sp2 carbon. So you have a halogen atom X. It is connected to sp3 ch. Sorry, sp3 will be ch2. This carbon is further connected to carbon double bond carbon. So this is an example of allylic halide. Please read this statement carefully, and then write an example on your own. Okay, halogen atom, fluorine, connected to sp3ch2, further connected to carbon double bond carbon. Okay, can I write another example like this? You have a bromine atom here. It is connected to a sp3 carbon atom, and this carbon atom is further connected to a double bond. So it is going to be your allylic halide. This is also allylic halide. Further example can be, this will be an example of allylic halide. Please write these examples, also the definition. Let me know when you are done. Is everyone done? Yes or no? Please tell me. Done all of you? Yes or no? Please tell me.
Done, sir.
Yes,
Ah,
sir.
yes. Okay, fine. And the third classification on sp3 carbon and halogen bond, it is benzylic halide. Okay. Now, in this halogen atom is connected to sp3 carbon, which is further connected to benzene ring. So you have a halogen atom X connected to sp3 CH2, further connected to a benzene ring. You can have fluorine, CH2, benzene ring. Okay, so this is known as the benzylic group, and that is a benzylic halide. Benzylic halide. Okay, you can have other CH3 groups also. That is not going to hinder what is your classification of benzylic halide, because the benzylic halide you should have a halogen connected to sp3 and then further connected to a benzene ring. Halogen sp3 benzene ring. It is benzylic halide. Please write this down. Let me know when you are done. Done all of you? Yes or no? Please tell me. Is everyone done? No,
Yes, sir.
still writing. Okay, right. Done. आगे बढ़े.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, for the sp2 carbon that is connected to a halogen, we have the first classification, which is vinylic halide. Okay, vinylic halide. Now, in this, it's very easy. Halogen atom is directly connected to carbon double bond carbon. Okay, so for example, X connected to CH double bond CH2. Now, the important point to look here is that there will be electron pairs like this on halogen atom, and this can take part into resonance, and you will get a resonating structure like this. Okay, now due to this, what will happen? There will be a partial double bond character on this carbon halogen bond. So you'll write here the CX bond has partial double bond character. Okay, due to what? Due to resonance. And is tough to break. Fahad, have you heard of this term resonance?
It's the shifting of double bonds.
Shifting of pi electrons, right?
Yeah, shifting of charges. No, electrons. Right? Charge.
Electrons only. Pi electrons, that to pi electrons. Okay.
So what are pi electrons? I cannot recall.
What are pi electrons?
Yeah, I know there are sigma and pi.
Sorry,
Sigmas and pi, right? Sigma electrons and pi electrons.
sigma electrons and pi. See,
Yep.
pi electrons, you can say that all those electrons which, when they form bond, they use the p orbitals. So all the electrons which are present in p orbital, they are potentially pi electrons, because you can only have pi bonds if the electrons are present in the p orbital. So okay, that is why we say that all the electrons in p orbitals are also pi electrons. Okay, Fahad, by the way, so if you know resonance, then this is resonance only, right? You don't recognize resonance now, or do you recognize it now? There are some criteria for resonance. A double bond B, single bond C, it has a positive charge, then the resonance happens like this. If there is A double bond B, single bond C, and C has lone pair or negative charge, then the resonance happens like this. If you can also have A double bond B, single bond C, double bond D, then let us suppose D is more electronegative, then the resonance happens like this. So these are some conditions for resonance. Maybe if you revise your 11th standard somewhat, then it will be okay. Otherwise, we can have some 15-minute refresher type of thing for resonance. Okay. What I will do, Fahad, I will share with you the notes of 11th standard organic chemistry. It will be helpful for you. Okay, Fahad. Okay. So I think everyone has done with vinylic. Let us write the next one, that is.
I'm writing anyway.
You're writing? Okay. The second in this is simple, that is aryl halide. In this, hydrogen atom is directly connected to benzene ring. So for example, sure. Please write whatever you have not written. And let me know when you're done. Done. Fahad, yes or no, please tell me. Okay, also listen here. In this case also, when you have aryl halide, here also you will have lone pair electrons. Those lone pair electrons will take part in bond formation, and in resonance, and you will get resonating structure like this. Okay. Now here also the CX bond has partial double bond character, and tough to break. So please write this down. Let me know when you're done. Done all of you? Yes or no? Please tell me. सबने लिख
Done,
लिया?
sir.
Okay. Abdur Rahman, you got disconnected for a while. You want to write something?
No, sir, I have written.
So you have written. Okay, fine. Let us do a quick question.
So can you show the last RL highlight for a second?
Yeah, sure. Today I will take some 5-10 minutes extra. Okay. Oh, can you explain that aryl halide part? So when you have halogen atom which is directly connected to benzene ring, it is aryl halides. As simple as that. And in here also, as you can see, there is A double bond B, single bond C, and C has a lone pair, and that is where resonance can take place. So whenever resonance takes place, there's a partial double bond character between the carbon and halogen bond. Is that what you wanted, Fahad? Okay. So simple halogen atom directly connected to benzene. When we will do some questions, you will understand it better. Abdur Rahman लिख लिया आपने?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please write the question. Classify the following as allylic halide, benzylic halide, vinylic halide, or aryl halide. Okay. Right. One more or alkyl halide. You have to classify whether it is allylic, benzylic, vinylic, or aryl halide. You have to classify as. Okay, fine. Tell me for the A1. A1, guys, it is what? Is it allylic, benzylic, vinylic, or arylic? Tell me. Tell me in chat. टेल मी इन चैट, टेल मी चैट में बताइए. A is what? Okay, Muhammad Umar, correct. Very good. What happened others? Sara, Huzaifa, Fahad, Abdul Rahman, please answer. Is Adriel here? Yeah, Adriel nahi hai yahan pe. Adriel is here. Adriel, you also answer. Sara got disconnected. A is what? Benzyl. Okay, what happened? Is it? First of all, tell me, this Br is connected to sp3 or sp2? Abdul Rahman and Huzaifa, please tell me. It is connected to sp3 or sp2? That means we are asking about this carbon atom. sp3. Oh, what happened? Why you guys not answering? Huh? Abdul Rahman? Yes, Abdul Rahman. Hello. Am I audible? Huzaifa, am I audible?
Yes.
What
Yes.
I'm asking something, right? Huzaifa, tell me. It is connected to sp3 or sp2?
sp2.
Okay. Abdul Rahman, what do you think? sp3 and sp2? sp3 or sp2, Abdul Rahman? Sara, sp3 or sp2? This Br is connected to sp3 or sp2, Sara? I can't hear you. Sara, can you please repeat? sp3 or sp2? What did you say? Oh God, guys, you need to revise hybridization also now. If carbon has nomenclature आज नहीं होगा. If carbon has only single bond, then it is sp3. If it has one double bond,
Sir, it's also that if a carbon atom has 3 lone pairs, then it is double. I mean, sp3.
lone pairs. Lone pairs.
Yeah, lone pairs.
No.
If if it has two sets of lone pairs, then it is sp3.
No. That's not
That-
saying right. Mhm.
That's one definition of it, I guess. I read it somewhere.
This is sp3 you are saying?
Yeah.
No, it is
For
not.
carbon. Okay.
Okay. You may be missing few things, mixing few things, I think. Okay.
Okay.
One double bond, then it is sp2. If you have two double bond, then it is sp. If you have one triple bond, then it is also sp. इसको लिखिए आप लोग भाई. I thought you must be knowing this. भूल गए आप लोग तो. डबल बॉन्ड ट्रिपल बॉन्ड तो आइडेंटिफाई कर लीजिएगा अब आप लोग, है ना. चलिए, now you tell me, all of you please tell me now. This carbon is what, sp2 or sp3? This carbon is sp3 or sp2? फहद, वहां पे डबल बॉन्ड कहाँ दिख रहा है आपको, ये बताइए तो हमें. ये कार्बन कोई डबल बॉन्ड कहाँ बना रहा है? सिंगल बॉन्ड्स तो हैं सारे. ये भी सिंगल है, ये भी सिंगल है. There is no double bond here. Why are you saying sp2 then?
Sir, sp3.
फहद समझ में आ रहा है? ओके फाइन, ये सब तो रहमान करेक्ट, सारा करेक्ट. फहद आपको समझ में आया? ओके. अब ये sp3 है तो क्या हो सकता है? Either it can be alkyl halide, it can be allylic, or it can be benzylic. Yes or no? If it is an sp3 carbon which is connected to which is connected to halogen atom, then it can be either alkyl halide, it can be allylic, or it can be benzylic. Yes or no? तीन ही categories हैं for sp3 halogen bond. Yes or no? Abdurrahman, Huzaifa, Adriel, Sarah, Muhammad Umar, please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now you tell me what it is: benzylic, allylic, or alkyl halide. Benzylic, allylic, और alkyl halide कौन सा केस है ये?
Sir, allylic.
बेंजाइलिक लिखा नहीं है क्या अब्दुल आपने? हालोजन एटम कनेक्टेड टू sp3 कार्बन व्हिच इज फर्दर कनेक्टेड टू बेंजीन रिंग. डेफिनेशन देख के आप लोग नहीं बता पा रहे क्या हो गया है? टेल मी व्हाट इट इज. सारा, टेल मी. सारा, व्हाट इज दिस? इज इट अ हालोजन? यस और नो?
Yes,
Sara,
sir.
it is connected to sp3. Yes or no? Keep your
Yes,
mic on. Keep your mic on. Keep your mic on. And this sp3 is further connected to what?
Benzene.
This is. तो फिर कौन सा होगा बताइए?
Benzylic halide.
सबको समझ में आया? Yes or no? Please tell me. अब्दुर्रहमान, हुजैफा, फहद, एड्रियल. Now B1, tell me. Bromine is halogen is directly attached to. Halogen is directly attached to what?
Benzene.
Benzene, right?
So it will be which one? Tell
Arylic.
me. Aryl halide. Very good.
Allylic.
Now you tell me here. This is halogen. It is connected to this carbon. This carbon is what? sp2 or sp3? Fahad, answer in chat. All of you, please tell me. sp3 or
sp3.
sp2? All of you agree? Yes or no? Please tell me. It is sp3?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Now, this sp3 is further connected to.
sp2.
So it will be what? Now, if it is
Uh,
sp3, then we have only three cases, right? It can be either alkyl halide, it can be allylic, or it can be benzylic, right? So now you tell me which one. sp3 further connected to carbon double bond carbon. कौन सा केस है?
Arylic.
Very good. I hope now you can identify yes or no. This will be allylic. Okay. What about this one? Tell me. This carbon is what? sp3 or sp2? This carbon here, which is connected to halogen atom, this is sp3 or sp2?
sp2.
sp2. So this will be, now in sp2 you have only two cases. It can be either arylic or it can be vinylic. बताइए कौन सा केस होगा ये? अराइल और विनाइल?
Vinylic.
विनाइलिक. वेरी गुड. इसी तरह कैटेगराइज कीजिए. ठीक है. नाउ अगेन टेल मी फॉर दिस कार्बन एटम. दिस कार्बन एटम इज sp3 और sp2? sp3 और sp2?
sp2.
वेरी गुड. सो विनाइल या अराइल? बाकी किसी का आंसर ही नहीं आ रहा. हुजैफा, अब्दुर्रहमान, मोहम्मद उमर, फहद.
Aryl.
It will be what, Sarah?
Vinyl.
Vinylic. What about F1? This carbon is sp3 or sp2?
sp3.
sp3, right? Very good. sp3.
Yes.
It is further connected to a carbon double bond. Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
in sp3 we have three cases. It can be either alkyl halide, it can be either allylic, or it can be benzylic. Now you tell me what is the case here?
Allylic.
Very good. It is allylic. What about the G1? G वाला बताइए कौन सा केस होगा? It is connected to this carbon is what? sp3 or sp2?
sp3.
sp3. चलिए. Now if it is sp3, now it has three categories. It can be either, बताइए कौन कौन से categories हो सकते हैं sp3 में सारा? It can be
Halide.
alkyl halide or
Allylic और benzylic.
allylic और benzylic. बताइए कौन सा केस है ये? What is the case?
Alkyl halide.
What halide?
Alkyl halide.
Very good, alkyl halide. Why? Because this is neither connected to a double bond, neither connected to this carbon atom, है ना? See this carbon atom, it is neither, it is only connected to single bonds. That is why it will be allylic halide. This one is the right answer, allylic halide. Is this clear? Yes or no? Please tell me. Clear है सबको?
Yes, sir.
Fine. चलिए. Now give me 10 more minutes. Okay, give me 10 more minutes. Oh, no one wants. Okay. Last one. अच्छा ठीक है. Nomenclature will be in next class, Adriel. You can leave. Okay, Muhammad Umar, I'm explaining this last one. Can you please turn the mic on, Muhammad Umar?
Yes, sir.
Now you tell me this carbon is what, sp3 or sp2? It is
What,
sp3
sir?
or sp2?
So
This
it is,
carbon is
so it is sp3.
sp3. Very good. Now this sp3 is further connected to which carbon?
It is connected to another sp3.
sp3, right?
Yes.
So that means it is neither allylic
Yeah.
nor it is benzylic.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes.
So it will be what? Alkyne halide.
Alkyl.
Simple.
Okay, sir.
Got it? Okay, fine. Chalo. Thank you very much, guys. Acha.
So are you
Abdur
ending the
Rahman.
class?
I'm ending the class because Adriel left. Adriel has another class just now. So if you guys have any doubts, just let me know now. Otherwise, we will meet on Monday, next Monday. Inshallah. Okay.
Sir, are
Monday,
you
same
following
time.
the pattern of our school?
Sorry.
Are you following the pattern of our school from now?
I'm following the pattern of each and every school.
Nice. So the next chapter
Because
that you will be teaching is electrochemistry, right?
आपके स्कूल में इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री पढ़ा रहे हैं.
नहीं, हमारे स्कूल में केमिकल काइनेटिक्स चल रहा है.
व्हाट हालोअल्केन एंड हालोअरीन के बाद क्या पढ़ाया उन्होंने?
केमिकल सॉरी
हाँ बताइए. आवाज खराब हो गई आपकी.
सर हैलोअल्केन्स के बाद सॉल्यूशन पढ़ाया, सॉल्यूशंस के बाद अल्कोहल्स, अल्कोहल्स के बाद केमिकल काइनेटिक्स.